My name's Sean Wilson. I'm an actor, a self-taught chef and a proud northerner. I've gone from Coronation Street to producing award-winning Lancashire cheese via the region's finest Michelin-starred kitchens. Northern grub is my passion, and I like to think that I know everything there is to know about it.
Go on. Yay! Oh, got a bit bonkers!
I'm going on a culinary adventure.
This is one hell of a moolie.
A reet grand northern tour with one very tasty aim: to discover the heritage.
There you go.
These look old.
250 years old.
Wow, OK.
And phenomenal flavours of the North's favourite foods.
That's one hell of a Yorkshire pudding.
My journey takes me the length and breadth of our greatest treasure, the North.
Oh my Gideon!
From Manchester to Middlesbrough, I'll be meeting the people who are keeping our traditional grub going.
Lovely pork pies here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll also be cooking out of my comfort zone as I take on some great challenges.
You can't swing a bloody cat in here.
Tell you what, that's quite attractive from behind, Sean.
Pitting myself against the best in the business, I'll produce the North's finest fare in kitchens that would try the patience of a saint.
It's like being in bloody prison. Now, fire. A bit off more than I can chew.
It's time to crack open my great Northern Cookbook.
This is proper food with proper people, and I'm proud of it.
Welcome to Cumbria, home to Peter Rabbit, and so picturesque that Wordsworth couldn't stop writing about it. I'm here to make, cook and eat the world-famous Cumberland sausage. I want to pay homage to this 500-year-old northern classic by putting it back at the heart of the local community. Broughton-in-Furness is a small town on the north side of the Lake District National Park. I plan to make a Cumberland sausage so large it'll feed the whole town. Now, I'm no novice when it comes to getting to grips with a sausage, but not on the scale of the one we're about to make. We're about to attempt the world record-breaking Cumberland sausage. Helping me will be Gary McClure. He's been making this tasty treat for over 50 years to a secret recipe handed down from his father.
How long have they been making Cumberland sausage anyway?
I started making my first Cumberland sausage when I was 5.
Did you?
Yep, and I stood on an orange box. I used to stand on that and reach the block. And then the mincer, you could actually fall into it and mince yourself.
Up until the 1950s, nearly all households in the region kept a pig or two. Towards the end of the year, the pig would be killed and every part of it turned into food. The blood was made into black pudding and the small cuts of meat used in sausages, faggots and pies. In fact, they ate everything but the squeal.
What's the secret to a good Cumberland sausage then?
The meat.
Oh yeah?
Free-range pork. If it's a good product you start with, you'll finish off with a good product. And we use 1 or 2 herbs and spices.
Are we getting the secret now?
No, we can't give you the whole recipe. We keep our recipes sort of secret.
Historically, the sausage had a lot more kick than it's got today, thanks to the pepper and spices that arrived via the local port of Whitehaven. For this challenge, we're going to use plenty of pork. 2 whole pigs worth.
What the bloody hell is that?
And all that pork's going to need something very big to cook it on. Now, as far as skillets go, Gary,
Aye.
we're talking a big one here, aren't we?
It's only 12 foot.
12 foot? It looks bigger than 12 foot to me.
No, it's only 12 foot. They had
Right,
a problem with
of course.
holding the sausage in this morning because it buckles, so they actually put these bolts in so that we can actually tie the sausage in.
Well, I can see the plan, but all we've got to do now is bring it together.
We're just going to make the sausage.
Easy. Time to mobilise the community to get this sausage made, all under the watchful eye of Ben from the Guinness Book of Records.
The guidelines for this record are as follows. The sausage must be in one continuous coil, and also there must be no breaks in the skin of the sausage. Are you ready?
We're ready.
In your own time, you may begin.
It's 10 in the morning, and this sausage is due to be served up to a group of expectant townsfolk at 4 o'clock. in just 6 hours' time.
Can I have a go, dude?
You can have a go in a minute.
Oh, well, that told me.
Let's just have you join the skin.
Oh, I got you. One over the...
So one over the
One
other.
over the other.
And there we go. We've now got a continuous sausage. Okay?
You ready, Captain?
Yeah, go on.
No one knows how the Cumberland sausage came to acquire its special shape and taste. We might have to thank a group of 16th century German miners for it. They came over to help in the region's mines, and by all accounts, they brought their sausage recipes with them.
I think I've got the knack there, Gary.
You're doing well, you're doing well, you're doing well. Look at that.
Okay.
But after a good start, things take a turn for the worse.
Oh, what's happened there? Oh. Right, pull it back. Pull it back.
And there's lots can go wrong. I'm starting to count them up now, and it's getting a little bit more than 2 hands. We've got the fact that the sausage can split, and it has once. So, of course, it stops everything. We've all got to do it all again. Not only have we got that, we've got to sandwich it in between these 2 skillets, and then we've got to put it onto a trailer. The trailer's got to go onto a single-track road. It's all got a bit bonkers! We've got to have this ready for 4 o'clock.
4?
No pressure, but I can see the clock winding on. Can we see the clock winding on?
It's not the only thing that's winding on. 4 hours, 20 minutes into the challenge, and I can see more problems heading our way.
I'm not being funny, but I'm looking out over there on the horizon, and it's looking... I think I can see rain, so if it rains, we're not going to be able to light the barbecues.
The 118 disposable barbecues we plan to cook it on. Call me Michael Fish, here's the rain.
There's a spot of rain coming down. Actually, it's not a bad thing because it's made the sausage a bit slippier, so it helps the job. So let's get slipping.
News of our massive sausage is spreading, and more interested spectators are turning up, including the mayor.
Is that the biggest Cumberland sausage you have ever seen?
It is.
It better have be.
The biggest we've ever seen, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And with a little more teasing, our massive sausage is finished.
3, 2,
1. Yay! Well done, everybody.
look at this. Oh, all my dreams have come true. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
But there's one more person left to impress.
What do you think?
Well, I think you've done really well. The thickness is uniform throughout.
Okay.
However, we can't measure it until after the sausage has been cooked.
So we're agreed, part 1
Yes.
is all above board.
That's stage 1 finished, but now it's the tricky bit. We've got to move it.
Tell you now, once we lift this, it's one gigantic effort. No one's going to give up until it's on that flatbed, OK?
It's going to be a nightmare, I'm telling you now.
With the wood. With the wood.
Do you want to come to us?
You stopped the whole road, all the way back into town. Right.
Half an hour later, and our giant sausage makes its grand entrance.
Hey, sausage in the world. Hello, everybody. Coming down the road, everything was fine. We were all like, I can't believe it's gone so well. And then the road started to thin.
Whoa.
And it caught on both sides of the road.
Whoa, we're losing the board.
We'd not measured the road, of course.
1, 2, 3, now! 1, 2, 3, now!
Oh, bit of jiggery pokery. Yeah. We did it. Go on, Rupert. Go on. And we're here.
Time has come to light the barbecues.
I've not lit one yet.
Now we're smoking, it's time to put the sausage onto sizzle. After 25 minutes, one side is done. Time to turn our giant sausage on a contraption that is yet to be tested outside of the workshop.
It can go disastrously wrong. We've got 6'6" stands, and we've got to actually turn the thing straight over 180 degrees. So I'm just a bit worried about it, Gary, you know.
Cal's an engineer and he told me it would work. Thanks,
Oh,
Cal.
I can see the buck passing here. No, honestly, I'm really worried about it.
We tested it in the workshop without the sausage,
Okay.
and it works the trick.
Okay.
It spins beautifully.
Okay, cool. It's good enough for me. Let's crack on. Right, can we have some volunteers, please? Can I just say, anything could go wrong here, okay? Because we haven't done this before, all right? We haven't done anything that we've done today before, but this is the crux of the whole day, all right? If it needs to go down, okay, I'll give the word for it to go down, okay? Is it too hot? I have a feel if it's too hot on the corner. On the edge, is it all right? Is it good? Yeah. Right. Way!
Which way are we going now?
Down your end. Quicker.
25 minutes and our sausage looks ready to eat. But there's only one way to find out. Gary has to test it with his meat thermometer. For it to be safe, our sausage has to be over 75 degrees. It's 82 and good to eat.
This is proper food, with proper people, and I'm proud of it.
So we've established we're not going to poison anybody, but is it a record breaker?
What is it then?
The minimum requirement for this category
Hang on,
was
hang on,
1.5 metres.
Yeah.
Now the measurement today is 3.11 metres.
Thank you very much, mate.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And can I just say, if anything's left from this sausage, okay, it's not a record. We've all got to take a piece home, okay? Are we agreed? Yeah! Even if you take a piece home that big, okay?
Who wants a lump of sausage?
We love sausage!
Well, my work here's done. We've beat the banger. And let's hope all the challenges go as well as this one. It's been awesome, I can't tell you.
For my next challenge, I'm heading into Lancashire, sandwiched between the Irish Sea and Yorkshire. It's famous for great cheese, great cricket, and being the birthplace of Anne Robinson. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'm here to fish, but if you think I've come here for a spot of me time, by the river, sat in my deck chair, rod in hand, you got another thing coming.
That's right, no rod. My challenge is to catch wild salmon using a method of fishing brought to the north 1200 years ago by the Vikings. I'm at Sunderland Point, one of the few places left where you can still fish the traditional way. This small fishing village is at the end of a tidal causeway on the River Lune, whose name comes from a Celtic word meaning health-giving.
Which means that the woman I'm about to meet should be ridiculously healthy, because she spent years up to her armpits in it.
Margaret has been making a living fishing these waters for 26 years. She's one of only 150 people licensed to fish this way, with a contraption that resembles a football net. For today only, I'm licence holder 151, as I join her for a day's work.
Let's go, Margaret.
Let's hope I catch something, because I'm cooking tea and salmon's on the menu.
I'm going to go in and the water will be a bit fast running, but you've got the knack of it, you're not daft.
All right, Margaret, I think we're on it now.
Right, as long as you keep in front. Now just walk towards that way.
Okay.
That's it. Keep going in.
Third left at the roundabout.
If you want to just put your beam down now and undo your net. That's it, put your beam down.
Has it got a special name, this net, Margaret?
It's called a half net or a heave net. And it's a a Norse word. It's what they used to use for fishing. And the salmon, the loon salmon's famous in its own right, and it's been fished for hundreds of years. But sadly, like everything else, they've cut back. There's only 12 of these on the river, which the Environment Agency and everybody have been trying to cut back on, but it's historic.
Okay.
So we're allowed to keep hold of it.
Where do you get a half net from?
Well, you make them yourself. You buy an 18-foot-6 piece of wood, a block, and you stand it down. You stand for hours and hours. The thinner you can get it, the lighter it is to carry on your back.
So you've done this yourself?
Yeah, you just do it yourself. Then you get a piece of net, of which you have to shape yourself, knit it together, and you put it on so it forms a bag.
So is it knit one, purl one?
It's knit one, purl one along the top.
Okay.
The net, you stitch it down the side.
How did you learn how to do it all?
Well, I needed one, and so I went and had a look at the other chap's beans. When I first got the licence, nobody was keen on me fishing because I was a woman in a man's world. And it wasn't, but now nobody is even interested, you know.
You made a strong stuff, you, man.
Absolutely, no choice.
Standing around in a river might seem like a hard way to catch salmon, but it'll be well worth it. Net-caught wild salmon has a much better flavour than the farm variety.
Tell you what, Margaret, this is nice. This is lovely. I don't think I'm ever as happy as when I'm in the water. I'm going to cook you the finest salmon you've ever had cooked.
Do you know, I'm just looking forward to that. They're just lovely.
But I know there's a big one down there with my name written all
I know.
over it, Margaret.
I feel it. I feel that
It's just about 15 yards down there.
Yeah,
I was thinking
yeah.
about it. Nice to have a cup of tea right now. Oh, I felt something then.
Get your thing. Get up. Get up, Sean. Good lad.
Wow.
Tripped up by a 12-pound salmon. A bit embarrassing, but nothing more.
That's got the pot written all over it.
I'm just so proud of him. Isn't
We
that
deserve
fantastic?
that. Look at the tail on it though, that's what it's all about with wild salmon. You'll buy them in the markets and you'll see the tails are all rounded because they're all farm. And it crashed into the net there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And at the risk of blowing my own trumpet, this is the first time someone's caught a fish this big at their first attempt. So there.
I'm just so pleased.
Oh.
After I've warmed up and dried off, I head off to Margaret's back garden to cook a feast for this intrepid fisherwoman and her friends. And forget what I said about boasting. We caught a 12-pound salmon.
Very
Oh, I was very impressed with myself.
We got 3.
Okay.
It's not the size, it's the quantity. that
Okay,
counts.
so what size were they?
Oh, not quite as big as that, but there were 3.
But size is everything. My 12-pound salmon would have made over 100 quid if it was sold in nearby Lancaster. They've been eating salmon here since medieval times, but it wouldn't have been seen as a luxury item back then, especially if they were posh. Traditionally, they would have baked it or poached it, like me.
It looks a little bit like a beach scene, but how can I make it look more like a beach scene? So, with dog poo? Well, well, well.
Look at this. Absolutely amazing, that.
Right, we might need a bit of a drum roll, because it's salmon time. Drum roll, please. But will it pass muster with Margaret?
What do you think then,
I think
Margaret?
that's just lovely.
Okay.
Nice and firm. That feels perfect.
Okay.
Moist, perfect.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, Sunderland Point poached salmon.
Thank you very much. Now it's time to serve up and see what people think.
Bit of extra there, because I like you.
And it looks like it's going down a storm.
Wild salmon. It's different. It's a deeper flavour.
My work here is done. It's time to get on my bike because I'm heading to Middlesbrough. I've hit the road again and travelled out of Lancashire and into Yorkshire and the 100 miles from Sunderland Point to Middlesbrough. I'm here to cook a dish that's so local that if you aren't from Teesside, you won't have even heard of it. I'm here to find a dish that's rarer than a rare thing on rare day. The parmo. And it's not for the faint-hearted. Now, if you come to Middlesbrough at night, you'll hear the crack of arteries hardening as the parmo lovers tuck in. A parmo is a delicacy made of chicken or pork fillet coated in breadcrumbs, deep fried, and then given a calorific coating of bechamel sauce and cheap cheddar. Although it takes its name from the Italian cheese parmesan, nobody ever seems to use any of it in the dish. In fact, it couldn't be less Italian if it tried. It was actually created right here in Middlesbrough in 1958 by an ex-army chef called Nikos Harris. And after a good night out, the locals love it.
Chicken or pork. You only have one or the other, chicken or pork, and we like both.
Just locals around the Teesside area, they're our local cuisine. Hungary has goulash, we have parmo.
A figure like this, you can't eat parmesans, but they are gorgeous. You can have them in any topping, but I prefer a 12-inch piece.
Believe it or not, this northern dish is also the subject of an annual gastronomic battle, the Parmo World Championships. My challenge is to compete against some Parmo super chefs and see if I can make the title my own. But before the main event, I've got a dress rehearsal in Middlesbrough. I've never made a Parmo before, so I'm setting up my own takeaway.
Let's open for business!
And I'm going to be serving Parmos to the locals using my own recipe. I've seen what they usually dish up here, and I think I can improve on it.
Right, okay.
Hopefully, tonight will prove that my recipe could be an award winner.
Tell us what you think, dude.
My version of this classic uses chicken escalope, parmesan and garlic. But what will the locals make of my posh twist?
Very nice.
Is it?
It's lovely.
You getting any garlic?
I'll let you know in half an hour.
That's a chicken Kiev.
Yay!
With bechamel sauce on.
Right.
That's what it is.
So it's got to come flat.
It has to, or they won't accept it until that's their own colour for a start off. It should be bright orange.
Right, orange.
Yeah.
What we try to do is the same, but different.
We're trying to give it a bit of a...
It's not a parmo, sorry. You've missed the sprinkly cheese on top. I don't like it, sorry.
Even the local Teesside constabulary seem underwhelmed by Parmo a la Sean. With my chef's ego left battered and bruised, I decide to call it a night. The next morning, the World Championships beckon. After last night's lukewarm response to my Parmo, I'm not feeling confident. There's only one thing left to do to intimidate the competition, make the ultimate showbiz entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, come fly with me.
Wow! Oh my giddy aunt!
If you were imagining that the location of the Parmo World Championships was in a distant, glamorous land, you'd be wrong. 15 miles from where we started, we're landing in Stockton-on-Tees.
What a way to come in. This is the life. Woo! Thank you very much. Cheers. Hello!
Competing with me to win this prodigious trophy are Imad, Craig and Andrew, three of Teesside's most accomplished takeaway chefs and men who know exactly what makes a prize-winning Parmo. Our efforts will be judged by a panel of Parmo connoisseurs, including the local mayoress.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2012 World Parmo Championships. The very best of luck. Big round of applause, please.
Time to get cooking.
I've not gone for free range. I've gone for battery chicken. I think we all know why, don't we? Play on words. It's going to get battered.
I'm cooking up two recipes. My controversial Kiev-style Parmo and a new flatter version with cheaper cheese. Double the chance of winning.
The original Parmo was veal pan-fried with a bit of Parmesan cheese, and then someone decided to put the bechamel sauce on, and then they started using pork as in place of the veal, and then the bread comes in with the sauce and the cheese.
At this event, they're not shy of telling me exactly how Parmo should be served.
We haven't got garlic mayo, it doesn't work.
I haven't got garlic mayo.
You better go and get some.
Parmo was a traditional
meal for people on the way home from, say, the night spots around the Teesside area. So it had to be substantial. It had to be served with a portion of chips and, for some strange reason, a little bit of vegetables as well.
In fact, around the city, as well as salad, the parmo is often served with cream cabbage. It's a calorific fest whichever way it's presented.
It's in the bag.
I'm just hoping that my new version is good enough to win.
And who thinks I'm going to get the Big Ten? Nobody! I love Stockton-on-Tees.
There's just minutes left, and I'm getting anxious.
If we had a heartbeat monitor, it'd be off the scale.
Time to face the music.
Judges, it's over to you.
OK.
So this is one I would call a chicken Kiev, Sean.
Well, it's fair enough, you call it what you want. It's chicken, it's breadcrumbs, it's cheese.
I've worked hard to bring something new to this Middlesbrough delicacy, but I'm starting to wonder if that was a fatal mistake.
The parmo is a flattened piece of meat. It's got to fill the plate. Sean's wasn't really a flat piece of meat. He never took it down far enough.
Now it's time for the judges to try the other entries. And they're not giving anything away. Finally, the results are in.
Okay, we have, with a highly commended certificate for his first efforts for cooking parmos on Teesside, Mr. Sean Wilson.
I think that means I'm last. Ah, never mind. The winner is Imad, a local parmo hero. He's beaten me fair and square with his traditional version of the dish.
Well, that's the end of the Parmo World Championships. Although, it's been great fun, and I've loved the local people of Stockton and Middlesbrough. But I've taken the highly demented award and fully deserve it.
I've well and truly learnt my lesson. When it comes to a classic northern dish like parmo, the rule should always be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Next, I'm travelling west, cross-country to Cumbria, and yet more rural eye candy.
Cumbrian roads should come with a warning. Could cause serious lateness. It's so bloody gorgeous round here, you just can't help stopping to admire the view.
But like it or not, I've got to make a move. I'm heading to Cockermouth, an ancient market town on the northwest fringe of the Lake District National Park. It's best known for its connection to the poet William Wordsworth, who was born here in 1770.
Now, I'm no stranger to dinner parties, of course I'm not, but somehow I've got a feeling this is going to be a little bit different because I've got to cook a 1770s style meal with historic recipes in a historical kitchen. And somehow I'm getting the feeling that ain't going to be no walk in the park.
My culinary efforts are going to be scrutinised by an expert panel of judges. The house boasts a unique working Georgian kitchen, and I'm about to experience firsthand just what Cumbrian food was like in the 18th century, and just how difficult it was to prepare it. Offering advice, but not offering a helping hand, is Sophia, a National Trust guide who knows just about all there is to know about this particular kitchen. All I know at the moment is that the dishes are local, that they would have been served in this house, and all the ingredients would have come from the kitchen garden, or from within 15 miles of here.
I have 7 recipes to be completed in 7 hours.
Wow, these look old. This is all written in Old English.
It is, yeah. I'll be honest with you, none of them are really, really easy.
Rasp a quarter of a pound of chocolate. Rasp?
Rasp.
I can't even read this though, Sophia. What's that say? Salmagundi. What's salmagundi?
I can't tell you. When we get a dish, we have to do the research. So you're going to have to look through our old books. Yeah?
OK.
As Sophia is obviously not telling, and the use of thumbscrews is frowned upon these days, it's going to have to be plan B. The library.
Salmagundi. There's no way Salmagundi's going to be in here. Oh! Salmagundi. A multifarious mixture, a medley of miscellany. Well, well, well.
With the recipes researched as best I can, it's time to get down to work. The first order of business, as I can't turn the cooker on, is attempting to light it.
So this is what they had to do every day?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they would have used a flint and got a light off that, so that, can you imagine how long that would have taken?
Absolutely.
They're little pots of barbecue. So what you put on there is basically your soups, your gruels, your sauces, anything that takes a bit of slow cooking.
But it's simmering?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Gonna take a while though, this, Sophia.
Yeah, it will, but you know, that's how it was.
It's not gas mark 4, is it?
Well, no.
I'm thinking of doing the chicken curry first. Then I was thinking that syllabub looks like a bit of hard work. It's a bit of elbow grease.
Yes.
I was thinking of salmagundi, and I get stuck into the chocolate tart, which then has to go cold without a fridge. And I'm going to grate some carrots
Yes.
to get ready for the carrot pudding.
Yeah.
Then I was going to do the anchovy tarts.
Yeah.
The asparagus rolls, and then we should have the meal. What do you think?
You know, it's good that you're positive.
With Sophia's lacklustre words of encouragement still ringing in my ears, it's time to get started.
Let's go. I'm going to cut it into 8 servings. I'm probably going to use the carcass as well. And then we're going to boil it in a quart of water for 5 minutes. And then we move on with the spices, with the cream, and everything else that comes with it. I'm actually looking forward to this one. Should be good.
The timings of these recipes are not the only thing that's tricky. Just keeping the fire going is a challenge in itself.
Did you just blow that to get it going?
Yeah.
That's really good. There's me with my bellows.
Have you got bellows?
Right.
Now she bloody tells me.
There they are.
Right, let's go.
If you were thinking curry originated with the Empire, you'd be wrong. In the 1700s, it wasn't Indian in origin, but inspired by the spiced cookery of medieval Europe and Western Asia.
Hey, tiger.
Mine is flavoured with the spices that came into the port of Whitehaven from the West Indies. It's mild, a bit like a modern korma.
Didn't they have cumin, coriander? I mean, or was it expensive?
They did have coriander and they did have cumin, but we're cooking with what we had in this house. And with the import and export, and with Whitehaven only being 15 miles away, they've only brought over a certain amount of spices. But I know what you mean in the chicken curry. Why aren't they using
like, I do use turmeric in curries, but really, I just use it as a colourant.
They used things with a lot of pigment, a lot of colour, because a lot of the stuff went mouldy because there were no fridges or anything.
Okay.
So the more colour, the more taste.
The less you could see the mould.
The less you could see.
The chicken curry, complete with spices, is bubbling away nicely. Next, it's time to turn my attention to the chilled syllabub. Shame there's no fridge.
So I believe this is a whisk.
Yes, it is. Birchwood whisk.
Jeez Louise, this is going to be a while.
Upstairs, the guests who've been invited to judge my efforts have arrived. They're a group of local historians who know their onions when it comes to the Georgian era, and what the food of the period is supposed to look and taste like. And it appears they don't rate my chances.
I think it's going to be a huge challenge, though. I mean, given that those recipes are really vague, so he's going to have his work cut out.
We're not far away, though, to be fair. But I have been here for 6 hours.
After what seems like a lifetime of beating, I can at least cross the syllabubs off my list.
I'd like to say they were easy.
Can't make any assumptions about any of the ways you cook down there because you don't know how the fire's going to perform on the day, if the chimney's going to draw well. It's all completely, you're just starting from scratch every time you do it. So things get burnt, things end up raw, you know, anything can happen.
Hey, tiger.
So far, everything's gone to plan. Famous last words.
So is this the...
The carrot pudding that I'm going to be making now.
Are you kidding?
Why?
What time is it, Sean?
It takes an hour to cook.
You told you it takes an hour to cook.
The recipe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, how long is it taking the...
It takes 4 hours.
4 hours?
Oh, no. Well, this is it about Georgian recipes. They never say how long anything takes. It just says cook until done.
Looks like our experts upstairs are in for a bit of a wait. Plenty of time to ponder what they'll be eating.
I'm thinking a chicken curry because that was one of the dishes that people don't expect to find in Georgian times. People, when they hear about this, that, you know, the Georgians ate curry, are often really surprised and say, oh, but curries are kind of a modern thing that came with, you know, the empire in India and all that kind of thing.
Well, they'll definitely be getting the curry, but as for the pudding, I'm not so sure.
And is it 4 hours because it's a big pudding? Would it be less than that if it was half the pudding?
That makes sense.
So then we can do it in the time.
There's certain things I would expect at this time of year. I'm expecting a salamagundi. That's a kind of a great salad that would often go as a centrepiece of a table. It's the time of year for that, and it is a very, in theory, if he does it right, a very pretty looking dish.
Have you done the floristry before?
No, I haven't. Not under this kind of pressure.
Oh, that's great.
Have lots of edible flowers, the borage and the nasturtiums, which I'm really hoping to see and all of you to eat. I will make you.
This dish shouldn't be confused with Solomon Grundy, who was born on a Monday and died on a Sunday. Hopefully not from salad poisoning.
I think we really do need to crack on.
Next up, a Georgian chocolate tart.
I wanted this done by now. We have chocolate, vanilla sugar, cinnamon, lemon zest, 8 egg yolks, and I've just tasted it and it's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, I think the Georgians are getting this right.
The chocolate would have come in through Whitehaven from the West Indies, and up until the mid-1800s would have been the preserve of the rich. It was only during the Industrial Revolution that chocolate became available to the masses.
This is getting a little bit heavy now.
The clock's ticking, and I'm a bit worried that the experts upstairs are going to be getting pressure sores unless I get these dishes on the table soon.
Oh, we've not done the eggs.
Yes,
We've not done the eggs.
It's just this pudding.
It says.
Come on, pudding.
It's fair to say it's cooked.
Time for the last few touches. The chocolate tart comes out of the oven, and it's the moment of truth for the carrot pudding.
It smells gorgeous.
Sophia sets the table ready for the guests. I might be an hour late, but as it would have been in this house in Georgian times, all of the 7 dishes hit the table at the same time.
I'm absolutely bloody knackered. That's what I am.
It's the moment of truth.
This is lovely.
Is that like chicken curry?
That is the chicken curry, yes. It smells gorgeous. Yes. Amanda, orange carrots. Orange Wow.
I think it went really well. But of course, there's a few people in there tasting our food right now. I'm anxious. I want to see what they think.
No, it tastes lovely. It's not hot spicy, but it's mild. It's very tasty.
I thought the salmagundi looked gorgeous.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Careful, I'll show you what you can eat on there. What you can't.
I have to watch it.
I was happy with the syllabubs. I thought they were gorgeous.
Oh, it smells good. I think it's sherry one and red wine the other.
Oh, you can really taste the booze in that.
Yep.
This is delicious. It tastes very alcoholic.
Oh, actually, that one's fantastic. Do you want to swap?
No, but I'll try it.
Try that one.
So, am I a historical hit or miss? Time to find out.
Well. Oh, I've just had a shiver up my back. That was very nice. Was the meal very nice?
We really, really enjoyed the meal, all of us, as you can tell by how much has been eaten. On appearance, we gave you 8 out of 10. We thought it looked very attractive.
Well, for authenticity, we actually gave you 8.5. So you're on a rising curve there.
Overall, we're going to top that with a 10. In terms of, you look at the whole package, given the conditions in which you had to prepare this in a Georgian kitchen without modern day appliances, was a feat to behold to produce something like this. So I think you should be really proud of what you did.
Okay, well, I couldn't have done it all without the help of Sophie.
It's been a great experience, and thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I'll remember this for a long, long time. Next time, things boil over as I cook lunch for a group of local dignitaries aboard a moving steam train. I ain't gonna make this. No chance.
I can't believe you meant to eat that.
I discover a new type of veg on offer at a market in Manchester.
How are you, son?
I'm all right, mate.
And I challenge the people of Ripon to a bake-off.
No, you can't bribe the judges at
I'm
this
not
late
bribing
stage.
anybody.